So I found this piece, which is an antique piece with original tile, and I saw it and thought, this is beautiful. I need to do something with this. And I knew that it needed milk paint. So I cleaned it with Windex. Windex is just the absolute best cleaner, I find, that gets every single thing off. Now, when you're using milk paint, I find that you shouldn't really sand the piece, only because if you want it chippy, you don't want the paint to soak into the wood, and you don't want it to adhere completely. So with milk paint here, you're going to mix 1 part powder and 1 part water, and not spill it like I did. So fill up your jar. I just used like a salsa jar, and then you mix that up really, really well so that you don't have little grainy bits. You can also use like a little mini mixer, what do you call it? A whisk. So you can use a whisk as well. And you don't want it too watery, but you don't want it too thick either. That is why you have to make sure you've got equal parts. Then you're going to paint onto your piece. Now, if you feel that your piece won't chip, you can wax certain areas of your piece where you want chipping to occur. Then you can paint over the wax. You can also use a heat gun or a hair dryer while the paint is drying so that your paint will start chipping with the hot air. So here you can see this is the second coat. I'm doing the inside of the little cabinet here, and my paint is just the right consistency. So another option is, if your paint didn't chip for you, you can spray a little bit of water onto the paint and then use a lint-free cloth and just wipe away the paint. And you can see here some of the paint's chipping off. Another option is, once your paint's dry, it hasn't chipped for you, you can put a bit of wax onto the paint and then rub that on, rub the bit of the excess off without knocking your bottle over like I did. And then you paint over the wax. Now you can see that it's glistening, so it already isn't really adhering to the wax, which is what you want. And then I used my heat gun, or you can use a hair dryer. Just be very careful of the heat with the heat gun. The tip gets quite hot. And don't get too close. So you can see it's not adhering, it's drying. Now this is going to be really easy to rub off or to scrape off. So that's another option for chipping. And it's already there, see, it's chipping. So once you have that done, you can actually take a bit of water, which is another option to get your chippiness, is spray a little bit of water onto your paint and then rub away with the cloth. So you can see some of the paint is already chipping off. And over time, if you leave it for a few hours, you can see that your paint is starting to crack. Another option for chipping and distressing is using a palette knife here, putty knife. I found the putty knife was actually one of the best options, and as you can see all the chippiness, I just scraped away and it all started to chip off. So to seal your milk paint, you can use wax, which is what I did here. I did the entire piece in this, but I also tried out another option, which is hemp oil. So you just want to see the little bit of wax there, and all you do is just rub it on. The hemp oil that I use is Country Chic Paint hemp oil, and I just pour it onto my brush, and then you can brush that onto your paint. It gives a really nice, smooth, glistening look, and then you can wipe off the excess with a lint-free cloth. So I like to touch up the drawers with a bit of wallpaper. I usually use wallpaper, or you can use peel and stick paper as well. You can find these papers at Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon. You can even use gift wrap. Just make sure that it's thick enough that you can cut it. And also, I seem to be dropping quite a lot in this video. So what I do is you can either measure from underneath the drawer or you can measure inside. I usually cut the paper by eye. And then I fold it here so there's a crease. Oh, there's a little spider. Haha, had to get rid of that one. So you just make a crease here, and that crease is where I'm going to cut with my scissors to fit the paper to size. And as you can see, that's what I did there. So I really like using Mod Podge. You can find this on Amazon or Michael's, even Walmart has Mod Podge. It really is really good for sticking. I find it very strong. Actually, I think this one is the extra strength. So you're going to put a really good amount on. You can use your brush because you can always wash your brush afterwards. It's easy to wash off. Place your paper in and make sure it sticks. And I did this for all of the drawers. And there you have it. This is the finished antique little washstand with lots of chippy goodness.